So this is the way the mermaid's tale comes to me. It wasn't a personal experience. It was just sitting in my meditation and writing down. And first of all, I did this portrait of this beautiful being. And she was the queen of the mermaids. Now, the story about the mermaids took place in Atlantean times. My guides was just telling me stuff. Okay, all right, like that. And the mermaids are half human, half fish, but they're air breathing, but they can go into the water and everything. And Atlantean times, the females would live in these beautiful private lagoons, and it was so peaceful in the water and the fish and the birds and the flowers and everything. And the mermen would come and go from that. So there's the story about the siren's call, That's unfortunate. Sailors can hear this call when the mermaids are ready for the men to come home again. They send out this frequency, and the men said, "Oh, we got to go home. Let's go home." And they know how to go to get into this secret lagoon. And then they play, and they have sex, and they have babies, and they have fun. And then the women start, well, we're kind of tired of it. So they start meditating and letting the men think about the ocean and the adventures they have and that sort of thing. Well, this went on for a long time, and the mermaid, they lived for thousands of years in this place. They just didn't age. There was no trouble. There was no, fear. And so, but there was this daughter of the queen, and she was a rebellious mermaid. And that was the name of the story that they gave, the Rebellious Mermaid. Okay. I knew nothing about mermaids. Okay, so it was the queen of the fairy, Lysandra, her name was. She knew her daughter had this adventurous spirit, and she wanted to go with the men out into the ocean and have all the things. And every time they would leave, she'd get more and more sad and more angry. And her mother would say, well, you don't know how to find your way back. You don't have that vibration that the men do to help them find their way home. And you're going to age out there. We don't age here. And you'll get old and wrinkled and, And the daughter, she just wanted to go with the men. And so there was this big storm, and it blew a ship of Atlantean sailors and a great big sea monster into their lagoon, over the rocks into the lagoon. And so, oh dear. So Lysandra knew this is trouble. Her daughter wanted to go with the sailors. So she tried to get her daughter to go and take care of this huge sea monster that was dying there, and they couldn't let it die there. It would ruin their lagoon. It's so huge. So she sent her to take care of the monster. And every time the monster would open its eyes, she'd be there, and she'd sing to him and stroke him and everything. And he fell totally in love with her. Okay. So when the sailors were ready to go, the daughter, she led them through the rocks and over out into the ocean, the ship, and the sea monster followed after. So that was unfortunate because, Lysandra knew she'd never see her daughter again. So the time goes on, and some of the people that come and visit, some of the other people in the Tales from Neptune that it's in, come and they look for her. And they finally found the story about Merlin. Merlin was up in the Emerald Isles. He was retiring up there. He was tired being a teacher and everything on Earth. He was ready to go home, but he wanted to fish for a couple years. So he and his daughters, they weren't his physical daughters, but they devoted women for him. They went up to the Emerald Isles, which is like Ireland or someplace up there. And he was out fishing one day, really happy. He loved it. He didn't have any responsibilities, And he saw way over on the rocks something lying there. And the birds were flying around and had long white hair. And anyway, he came over, and it was this mermaid. He didn't know anything about the rebellious mermaid. But he turned her, he thought she was dead. she was so wrinkled, and he'd never seen an old mermaid before. And so it was, but she breathed and everything. So he took her to his daughters, and they took care of him, and she gradually got better. And they took her to this magical island. And the story of Merlin, when he comes back with King Arthur, another incarnation, she's still on the island as a spirit. They bring the young girls there, and she, gives them love and training, that sort of thing. And guess what? The sea monster turns into the Loch Ness monster. He's still following her around. He's the big gray thing that's still in the Loch Ness. They keep seeing him. So that was an interesting story about mermaids.
True love be coming to me want the world to see. True make me feel like me know no one nothing. True love be coming to me, you make me world to see. You make me feel like me know no one nothing.
It's the call of the waves. Can you hear Serena calling out my name? Bikinis and tequila on a sunny day are so hard to catch.